that for the midnight oil and get this up and running. So for those of you, obviously, who need to have access to live streaming probably 3 hours from now. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, a little interview.
Yeah, a little interview. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So what do I do? Put these in here?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Good evening.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Clear.
Yeah. This is Dr. ALDAY.
Doctor?
Yes.
Sí, doctor, repeat your surname, please. Your last name.
My name is Dr. Michael ALDAY. Dr. ALDAY. I'm from Tennessee. I'm a medical doctor. I do occupational medicine. Nice meeting you.
Thank you, doctor.
Yes.
Nice to meet you,
sir?
doctor.
Yes,
my name is Luis Relator from Abre Tu Mente. Open Your Mind is the channel in YouTube. Please tell us what about this conference and about the results of the DNA test. Háblenos, por favor, doctor.
Right, with the DNA test. Well, I got involved about 3 to 4 years ago with LA. I thought it was interesting from a morphological standpoint with the shapes of these skulls. And of course, I knew about cranial headboarding and cranial deformation, either wrapping with rope or either using board devices to reshape the skulls. I would assume these cultures did it to emulate someone or something or deities. But in looking at this little pocket, as you will, down in Paracas, these skulls just look very different from the normal cranial deformation you'd see at other places, even in North America. What was two interesting points that I wanted to make in my presentation is called suture lines. There was one that was missing in virtually all of the samples that they had of the very weird shaped elongated skulls. The sagittal suture that runs across the top was missing. The only one that I know from a medical doctor standpoint that goes away and you can't see any evidence is the metopic suture or the frontal suture. That goes away at 24 months. All of these had virtually no evidence of a sagittal suture line. There is a disease in youth, in infants we see called scaphocephaly, where you get a premature closure, but that even causes a ridge effect or scarring of the bone. So we didn't see it in these Paracan samples. The next thing I want to talk about is the foramen magnum, which is the hole where the spinal cord goes up from the body into the brain. That's the foramen magnum being the major opening, and that's the big hole in the skull on the bottom. These Paracan skulls all had very unusual positions of the foramen magnum, meaning posterior, meaning going towards almost to the back of the skull. Now, that's just physiologically unheard of because we're what they call bipeds. We walk on 2 legs. So physics dictates that foramen magnum has to be in the center of the bottom of the skull to maintain balance. So these skulls were just extremely interesting. That virtually all of them had foramen magnums, the opening pushed backward in a very unusual location.
Okay, please let me to translate something very, very quickly.
Yes.
Okay, el doctor nos dice que, pues, una de las cosas que más me ha asombrado es la forma de estos cráneos y el hecho de que no se ve las fisuras que normalmente se ven entre los huesos, sino que se ve como que si fuera una sola pieza. Ok, además un hoyo especial esta parte me parece que dijo en la base del cráneo, y que ve que ayudaba a mantener el balance. Okay, okay, so go, doctor.
Okay.
Are we in front of something new, something different from the Homo sapiens?
That's a matter of debate. You know, some of the researchers here and experts say yes, this is a whole new species. Of course, these skulls look Homo sapien like, but then you got all these abnormalities, these unusual features that don't even fit in what I call the lineage trail. It's just they don't fit. My theory, and this is just my theory, this is Dr. ALDAY talking, that there was probably some mixture of some unusual DNA. And I'm not talking it's, you know, alien or anything like that, but some very unusual DNA. And we have proof here from the conference. That's why we had this conference, that the DNA can be proven that it's from Middle Eastern origin, European origin, even Eastern Asian origin or Indian origin. So there's been some mixture going on. So I don't think that's enough to where I can emphatically say it's a different species. But there has been some mixture of DNA going on.
Yeah, because I heard that Ellie Marzulli every year does this symposium on giants in Brandon, Missouri every year, and I can't go to it, and I would love to. And I think
Are you there?
Yes, yes. I have some. My voice, sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
The point of view is a kind of mixture, you say.
Right.
Okay.
I think it's a mixture. I don't think we're looking at a whole different set of species. I think there's some. It's called variants. There's a variation. It was like a subspecies. That might be even better. Now, of course, LA alluded to the fact that they can date these people from like 800 BC to 100 AD, where another culture came in and wiped them out because maybe they were too unusual. So there was a very just snapshot in time that they existed on Earth. So I think research needs to be done to go to the Middle East and European, try to identify some of the DNA over there. It'd be fascinating if they can find skull samples like Egypt, for instance, pharaohs with missing sagittal suture lines. That would be incredible, because then now you got a royalty pharaoh connection, you know, kings, queens, pharaohs, royal lines, and they maybe purposefully came over, you know, transatlantic to make a different culture. I don't know. It's just I think it may shake up the scientific world that, hey, you know, because we've always thought we came over the Bering Strait, you know, the Americas, North, Central, and South, we're all one big happy family. And what I also find interesting is the mixture of the ABO blood groups. It's always been a given that everybody in South America is O type, O blood type.
Okay. Okay. Let me translate, please. Bueno, como les dije, sería la mezcla de un ADN desconocido con humano, tal vez una subespecie del humano, muy afín a las culturas antiguas de Europa, y pues que nos hablaría de una posible conexión entre los Okay. Okay. How would you think this investigation is going to go?
Yeah, she said it's in the mitochondria.
Well, it needs some funding, as L.A. Marzulli said. It's all about funding. You know, like the carbon-14 dating, as they talked about, is very expensive. DNA testing is expensive. Traveling to Peru is expensive. So I think part of this journey is to get funding people interested to contribute to the cause, so to speak, because we're just trying to find the facts. If this goes nowhere, okay, so be it. But I think this really opens up the door to look at other theories instead of this. You know, the Americas were populated from Alaska. Okay, well, maybe we need to, you know, and then Columbus came and the Spaniards and all that, but wait a minute. The timelines don't fit. You know, you had redheaded people, you know, before Columbus hit the beach. And I'm married to a lovely redhead. And what are redheads doing in South America, you know, at that time? So it just begs the question. We just got to ask those hard questions.
Okay, thank you. Do you think we are going in the right direction?
Yes, I do. Yes, I've been a medical doctor for 35 years. I think that we do. You know, I'm of the opinion you have to look at fresh ways of doing it. It's just like cancer drugs, you know, or a lot of our drugs are discovered. Matter of fact, one good example, there's an antidepressant drug that was used and people quit smoking. So they said, well, why are all our depressed patients quitting smoking that they smoked for 30 years? They found out this drug helps you to quit smoking. So now the FDA approved it to help you quit smoking. But it's an antidepressant drug. They didn't know that until all their depressed patients quit smoking, which they were smoking because they were depressed, but they didn't want it anymore. So go figure. They had no clue that it would help to quit smoking. Interesting. So I think that's where we are. Like penicillin, they were just growing some things, and this fungus got in the way. Called penicillin fungus, and bacteria wouldn't grow around the penicillin fungus. Well, there you go. Nobody knew that. Now we got penicillin. Go figure, from a fungus. So I think a lot of these discoveries, not say by accident, but you know, you have to ask some of those questions that are not just the routine, run of the mill, you know, questions that, you know, scientists ask. Well, let's just look at that. You know, you got to think outside of the box.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you. Gracias.
From this channel is for Ecuador.
Yeah.
It's live from Ecuador.
Ecuador. Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Pero usted tiene gracias. Bueno, amigos, dice, pues, tú no tienes que ser un fumador por 30 años para saber que alguien está fumando. Esto lo puso, fue una figura que utilizó para decir que es obvio que estamos ante una nueva especie. Punto. Así, resumido. ¿Para qué puedo decir todo lo que dije? O sea,
Señores,
no necesitas un fumador para saber lo que es el humo, el tabaco. Basta con que lo huela. Basta con que algo distinto. Luis, te escuchamos.
la batería se va a terminar, es que